Right, something a bit different today actually. So this week has been the first week that many of the UK retailers have had access to the revised core sets for Shadows of Brimstone. And one of the things, because I see it quite regularly on the group, is that what I might do is do a video of the differences between the revised and the existing, how to integrate the two, and also how to integrate with Forbidden Fortress, the other base core set we have at the moment, and presumably this will carry forward into Adventures when Adventures produces a new core set, or at least if not exactly a core set, something similar. But before we do any of all that, I thought actually the first thing I'd like to do is unbox it, which might be useful for anyone who's not actually got on board the Shadows of Brimstone train just yet. So I'm going to have a look at the two boxes we've got. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Shadows of Brimstone, the first thing to realise is there are in fact two core sets. It's perfectly fine, you can play it with just one of them. They are standalone, you don't need them both. But because there's so much content at the start, they actually split it into two boxes. Here we go. The first, I'm just having to pick up there, is City of the Ancients. So there you go, it's a fairly decent big size box. One of the things to bear in mind is these are the revised editions. The game originally came out so 2014, 2015. Since then, they realised that they could tinker with some of the things, do better sculpts for some of the models, smooth some of the rules, and so they produced a revised edition. There are still a lot of the original edition I see online. If you want, if you want to get on board and Shadows of Brimstone, you should get on board with the revised edition. How do you know it's the revised edition? Okay, a couple of things. I mean, the first one is right at the start. It says revised edition at the bottom. It's the same box art as the previous City of the Ancients, but it's got revised edition there. It's also got these skulls on either side of City of the Ancients, which the original one doesn't. And also, if you look, if I just tilt it a bit, you can see. There we go. If you look over here, it's core set. It's FFP 0701R. There we go. Mirror. There you go. R. The original set doesn't have the R there. It's the same number, but it doesn't have R. So there you go. That is a revised core set. How much do they cost? In the UK, they are currently going for between £80 and £100, depending on where you get them from. Then I wouldn't say they're rare, but they're also not common, if that makes sense. So you might have to hunt around a bit. Your local store may be able to order them for you or not. You may have to go online, but you can get them if you really want to, if you want to have a look. So let's open it up and see what we get inside. I know mine's got a slight bit of box damage. Oh well, never mind. So if we just, there we go. Flip it over. Okay, have a look at it. There we go. It shows you what's everything's inside it, pretty much. So you get models, you get the tiles, you get cards, you get tokens. There's the contents list if you weren't aware. A whole bunch of stuff. You do get quite a lot in this. And of course, as I note with most of the Flying Frog games, you get a CD soundtrack as well. So I'm going to have yet another one of those in a room that doesn't have any means of playing a CD. Anyway, so if we just score along there to get the shrink wrap. Come on. Finally, wow, got into it. Sorry about that took a bit of effort. There you go, shrink wrap off. Of course, you wouldn't want to open the box halfway up. So there you go, there's the top of the box. Let's see what it's like when you open it. Okay, that's inside for a moment. I'd almost forgotten about this. If you get involved in Shadows of Brimstone and you decide to go basically down the line of getting all the pieces and whatever, then the fact this has an inlay in it for all the cards and that will be completely irrelevant. You will have way too much stuff to bother with this inlay, but it does have one there if you want. Card bricks. So there you go, then you can see just how many you've got. This one's for the encounters deck, and then it looks like the mines, exploration for the mine tiles there. Map deck for that, so that's one card brick. Here we go, there's another card brick. Rules for these, the void venoms, some of the artifacts or gear cards you can get in that card brick again, about the same thickness. Third card brick, encounters from another world, and looks like the scavenge or loot at the bottom there. So there you go. It's going to loot. Okay, there you go. It's covered all in shrink wrap once again. And then you could have probably seen, here we go, here I'm starting to go through the miniatures. So that's one bag, and this bag appears to be the, so I think you've got Night Terrors, I'm going to get that out of the way, Night Terrors down here, in that corner, one per sprue, so you get 3 in total in the box. Stranglers up here, 2 per sprue, so 6 in the box. Tentacles, 2 per sprue, so 6 in the box. And void spiders, 4 on a sprue, 12 in a box, and there's a little basis for them. So there you go, that's one set of models. Oh. Okay, then you've got heroes, and there are 4 heroes in each box. In this particular one, in this particular one, you get the Saloon Girl in basically the female variant. The got to try and have a look at these to try and remember exactly which ones are which. So the Saloon Girl, the let's have a look. It looks like the Bandido male, the Gunslinger male, and I think that is the new variant on the US Marshal male. In fact, if I'd have looked here, it would have told me. Saloon Girl, US Marshal, Gunslinger, Bandido. There are alt genders available of these separately, so you could get the male version of the Saloon Girl, which is the piano player, and then female US Marshal, female Gunslinger, female Bandida. But yeah, in the box, you just get those 4. And then this sprue on its own is the Goliath, one of, it's basically the big boss of this set, big monster of this set. There you go. There's your instructions on how to put them together, the assembly guide. And then if I take that off, dice. So you need, here we go, in this one you need a D8. Shotguns use D8s for damage. And this dice here, the sort of yellow one, is a peril dice. It is used for various things. They have basically peril dice as they're to damage or they're hit or whatever. It's not 1 to 6. It's 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, I think. So yeah, special dice those. And then you've also got a bag of your more standard D6s. Now that might look like a lot. It is a lot. You need a lot, so they give you a lot. This game uses D6s an awful lot. I guess that's your catalogue of 2020. Other stuff you want to buy from Flying Frog, probably all their other gear, maybe all the rest of the shows of Brimstone, who knows. Character cards, and what I assume is enemy cards here. So each character class gets a card which tells you the stats of that character, special abilities, and how they start. Reversible, so one side the male gunslinger, other side female gunslinger, and so on, and all of them, depending which one takes your fancy. And then these are the enemy cards. So each enemy you fight has its own stat block with all the special abilities, special rules, and so on and so for it. And on one side is the normal variant. As your posse levels up and gets more experience, and you get to face the brutal enemies on the other side. So there you go, there's the various different enemy ones in there. And so there are two rule books. There is the rule book, which is, and this one is the revised rule book, which has all the rules to run a basic game in. So if you just want to get in, play this for your first game, without much of a thought, this is the rulebook you need, the revised rulebook. I say it's revised, so it's got the new tweaks to the rules inside it. And then there is the adventure book, which is also revised. This is what if you want to take your games and turn them into basically follow-ons, so you can do a campaign style. So it's things about like leveling up your heroes is in here, lots of different missions are in here, how to go to town in between missions to basically heal up and buy more stuff and do all kinds of craziness. It's inside the adventure book. You don't need this one for your first game, but if you want to then tie them together, that's what you use. And then each other world has its own adventure book. So this is the City of the Ancients adventure book for the Targa Plateau. When we have a look at the Swamps of Death, you'll find there is another one and it's different. So those are the two rule books. And then here you go. Basically some large sort of A4 size, slightly less than A4 cards. So injuries and madness. If you basically get bad stuff happening to your character, you have to roll on these charts and it tells you what to do. And then I talked about that town. There is a town step in between one mission and the next, and that has a whole bunch of cards with it. So here we go, here's the town and all the locations that go in it. There you go, town, various locations. So those are those. Put those over there. There's your CD. Talked about it. There is your original game soundtrack CD. And there you go. That's your box. But wait though, is it? No it isn't. Looks like you've got it all, but you haven't. At this point some people go, oh, I'm missing some stuff. Where's my map tiles and things like that, and counters and tokens. Sneakily, there you go. They are under the inlay, obviously. Under the inlay, obviously. So I mean, some people who are used to board games appreciate that. Other people are really quite surprised that you have to dig around to find them. So here you go. Here is inside here, as you can see, a whole slew of die cut card tokens for your damage, for special side bag things you can have, just random tokens for your people, all kinds of stuff. And if I turn it over, is it going to be able to see? Yeah, turn it over. You can see that inside this card is also the map tiles. So that is the Targa Plateau side of it for each of these. On the other side of these is the mine. So I think if I just open this up, I can show you that. It comes. So there you go, on this side, Targa Plateau, which is like an icy, ruined, really ancient city. Turn it over. This sort of also yellow and brown colour scheme. This is the mines. This is like the mines on Earth near around about where all Darkstone stuff first came to Earth. So yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a lot of these. If you go through, you can see this. You're looking at the Targa side of a lot of them. There you go, all different map tiles like that. All of which have their cards for when you randomly determine, which are buried in one of these card packs. That one. So if you look at that, you can see that's a mine tile like that in the map deck. That is it. There is no more hidden secrets. That is it, as I say, for the City of Ancients. So if I just consolidate this down a bit, so to one side, that is the City of Ancients. But we did say, when they made this game, they put it so full of stuff that they did 2 core sets. So, just do that, put that down there for one moment. Round 2 is the Swamps of Death. Again, revised edition, same as before. So it's a revised edition down the bottom. It's got the skulls next to the Shadows of Death bit up the top. And if you look at the number again, there you go, it's R as well. Revised set 0702R. So different heroes. You can actually tell by the box art what the heroes are. I've thought about that. So we'll see some different ones inside here. And let's get it open and have a look. So, oh yeah, I suppose there you go. Show you again. Once again on the back, bit about a blurb about the game, contents, show of the models, painted by Aaron Lovejoy, who's their studio painter. But yeah, let's see if we can get in this with a little less difficulty than it took to get into the City of Ancients one. Wow. Hold on. I must admit, I hate this stuff. There we go. Now flip it around like that and get the top off. There we go. Looks very similar. Once again, card bricks, encounters on the other side, map tiles, and then Jagano related stuff in this one rather than Targa, which is the City of the Ancients. You've got the Swamp of Death, and then once again another card brick with side bag and scavenge stuff in it. So much the same as before. Different models this time. So if we took this one out, we can have a look at this one. So in this one we have got a single slasher here, so 3 slashers per box. 2 Hellbats, so 6 Hellbats per box. 2 Tentacles, so another 6 Tentacles, so 12 in total when you consider what you had in the previous one. And then 4 Hungry Dead Zombies to anyone else. So 12 in total, because each of those, like before, there's 3 sprues of each in there. So that's those. Heroes, so in this one you get the Indian Scout, the male Indian Scout, the male lawman, the male preacher, and the female rancher. Again, alt gender versions exist. They have to be bought separately though. But you do get so between the 2 boxes you get each of the 4 basic, so you get each of the 8 basic character classes, which have been also had as revised rules for this version. New sculpts on these, so that all these models are different sculpts compared to the original version. So there you go, those. And then this sprue is the Harbinger, which is the big boss of this box. There are models. Once again, how to put them all together. Oops, which I can't manage to get off. And there you go, you can see, as we said before, this is now a different adventure book, because this is the Swamps of Death, aka Jagano. So yeah, different adventure book, because there are different characters, different missions, different world, and so on. But the rule book is the same revised rule book as the City of Ancients box set. Again, as per City of Ancients box set, loads of dice, peril dice, D8. Because again, I think the preacher can use a shotgun, so yeah, you've got a D8 and loads of D6s. Again, catalogue of 2020, buy their stuff. Similarly, 4 character class cards, gender flipped on the other side. All your enemy cards, brutal on the other side, same as before. This is, I think, is an absolutely identical set of card packs of injuries and madnesses, and then town, and then all the town locations. So that's the same. Another CD, and once again out of the inlay, and you're back into more tokens than you ever need to know what to do with, and then on the back like that, here we have Gigano map tiles. Once again, I'm going to just do a quick show just to make sure I'm not lying. You can zoom out, we'll see that on the back of these. So there you go, there's Gigano. Turn it over like that, you can see it is the mine. So, you know, mine on one side, Gigano on the other. Much like before, loads of map tiles, tokens, all kinds of stuff. We're ready to be popped out. That is it. That is both the boxes. That is both the Swamps of Dead. Swamps of Death. There you go. That's both the Swamps of Death core set and the City of Ancients core set. Both of them being the revised versions. You could stop there. There is, however, an awful lot of extra supplements, relative stuff for this game. When I say an awful lot, I really do mean that. But it's a fun little game in and of its own. You don't have to go in all at once. Just one of these boxes is enough to get you going, and you could just leave it at that. I know some people who have. But there you go, that's an unboxing of the revised set.